Hello, good morning. Welcome to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. My very first stream in this sim. As we all know, no doubt, its launch was not one of Microsoft's finest moments, I think it's fair to say. A lot of issues with logging in, with actually being able to do anything at all in it. A lot of crashes to desktop. And a lot of issues, and I have to say my very first go on it was also pretty horrific. I just couldn't get in initially, and then crashes upon crashes and nothing really working. But I have to say, a few days on from that, I'm really starting to enjoy it. I've been doing a little bit of the career mode stuff, I've been doing a little bit of VFR free flight, and it is stunning, and it is definitely graphically a step up from FS 2020. I'm not convinced about anything else yet, but it's still very early days. But suffice to say, I'm happy enough with it that I'm really looking forward to doing a little bit of VFR group flying on stream. So the plan today is to depart the Touquet, cross the channel, fly to Lydd, land at Lydd Airport, which is the closest in the UK to the Touquet, I believe. And then we're going to fly along the south coast of England, having a look at some of the scenery. We're going to make a couple of stops. We're going to go down to the Isle of Wight and land on Bembridge. And then we're going to finish up in Compton, Abbas. The 3 UK sceneries are all published by Burning Blue Design. One of them, Compton Abbas, where we're ending up, has already been updated to work perfectly with 2024. The rest are still the 2020 sceneries, but they're looking pretty good. I've had a look at all of them, and they look fine to me. So it should be a lot of fun. My Lotsu, good morning, and Eflam, good morning. Welcome to both of you. Eflam on YouTube and my Lotsu on Twitch. Nice to see you. So if people do want to fly along, I am currently on the Western Europe server. In multiplayer settings, you'll need to have all players or live players on. I've been doing a little bit of testing with Paul on my Discord before starting the stream, and there was a brief moment when we could actually see each other, but that moment has unfortunately passed, and it seems that multiplayer in 2024 is much as it was in 2020, i.e. very, very unreliable. So yeah, come and try if you'd like to. Hopefully we'll see each other, but regardless, we should have a nice flight either way. Mickey, hello, you agree it's stunning and they will iron out the rest. I could use a manual for setting up the controls. Oh, I know, setting up the controls is an absolute pain, isn't it? I'm still finding things that I haven't bound that I need to use and such like. But anyway, Tazzy, welcome. Paul, welcome back. Sim starting up good. Ryan Crawley, good morning. Good to see you too. Nice to see the sim has settled. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. It's not flawless, but it certainly has settled. It's certainly performing a lot better than it did on launch day. So we're going to do our little walk around. I guess we're going to remove the pitot cover, and we're going to remove the chocks and the engine cowling covers, whatever they're called. I can't remember what the sim calls them. And I think that is us done. So have any of you actually flown this plane? This is one of the first new planes that I've tried, this Corvalis TT. And I really like it. It looks really like a Cirrus, doesn't it? This is obviously Cessna's attempt at capturing some of the Cirrus market. And in fact, it's no longer in production, so obviously it didn't go particularly well for them. But anyway, it's good fun to fly, relatively stable. And yeah, let's get on board. Oh, hello. Didn't mean to open the hold, but yeah, we'll have a little look in there. One thing that I don't like is that when the doors are animated on a lot of planes. I don't think they are on this one, or I certainly haven't found a click spot for it. But you can't actually just stand outside and look through the open door. It always seems to put you in, which is a shame in my view. But anyway, it does look sleek. Yeah, it's really nice. You can see people on the world map. Oh, interesting. Maybe we'll see each other, Paul. Anyway, Control-Shift-C is what I have set to get in the cockpit. Oh, also, my keybinds seem to be completely different to everyone else's, so I don't know what that's about. Right, let's get her started up. So we want the mixture full rich, which we have. We want the throttle 1/4 inch open. We're going to turn on the left fuel selector. Oh, that reminds me, I should probably put a bit of fuel in her. I haven't really looked at that. So if we go to aircraft, no, not aircraft. Under settings, no. Possibly flight planner, fuel. No, that's just planned fuel, isn't it? I know it starts with as half full. Moment centre of gravity. Mass and balance. Here we go. So fuel. We'll just fill her up, I think. And we'll press load in aircraft. And now we have full tanks, which should be enough to get us through the whole flight. You may have noticed as well that I had a Navigraph set up on here, which is, as of today, I think as of today, possibly as of early yesterday, compatible. And so it's very nice to have a VFR, a decent VFR chart. I can't drag it, that's weird. I could earlier. It's still in beta. But it is very nice to have a VFR chart in the sim, and you can obviously have their other charts as well. They're high IFR, high low FR. But for our purposes today, this is very good. And I've also eventually managed to import it into the G1000 via SimBrief, which I will show you. Few clouds, all players, Western Europe. Correct, boss. Correct. Yeah. So, as I was saying, we have the left tank on. We will turn the battery and alternators on. We'll turn our nav lights or our position lights on, which is basically the beacon, I think. I don't know why they call it the nav light and the sim and position light on the switch, but anyway. The EFB is native. The Navigraph is an add-on. If you have a Navigraph subscription, you can download it from Navigraph Hub and it installs. And yes, I think that's going to be very useful. And hello, Ekbali, welcome. A working... I know, Scott, I know. Have you got it yet? Have you got it going? You've got it, haven't you? But I don't know how you're getting on with it. So, key is in. And we will move the magneto switch to start. And we have engine. And we'll set 1200 RPM. Or thereabouts. Good. We'll turn on the avionics master now, fire up the G1000s, and I will show you with the Navigraph plugin how you load the route, as long as I can remember. I've done it twice and I forgot the second time round. You can see me. Can I see you? No. Not if you're in the same place as you were before, boss, anyway. No, I can't see. Off to my right, off to my right, to my right. No. Oh, so much hope. So much hope. You got it, yeah, but I haven't been able to do a proper flight. A few days ago I connected via a VPN and flew over a melted barren landscape and gave up. Yes, I don't blame you. I gave up for a while. In fact, if I wasn't the world's premier flight sim influencer, Scott, I probably would have given up full stop, to be honest. But, you know, one has to persevere for one's fans. And saying things like this is why I don't get any new fans anymore. Anyway, only joking. Right, load the route. So we go to flight plan, I believe. And then we scroll the outer wheel to, and then the inner wheel to flight plan catalogue. Press that. Now to use to use the FMS button, you have to first left click and then right click. A bit like some people experienced in the Aerosoft CRJ, which I find mildly interesting. So that's what we do there. Left click, right click again, and that highlights LFAT/EGHA, which is a route I planned using the Navigraph app, and then had to export into SimBrief and generate a flight plan in there, and then lo and behold, it was here in the flight plan list. Activate. And then OK on enter on OK, and there we have it, and we'll close that flight plan window. So we have a complete route there. As you can see, we're going to take off from Le Touquet with these two user waypoints. That is the standard arrival and departure route to the north. So that's what we're going to be flying. We're going to be heading across to Lydd. We'll land there, making a left turn, and then heading east. Heading west along the coast of the UK. And I'm not a G1000 expert, so I'm not entirely sure how to pan around this, but you'll see as we go along what it looks like. There's sort of an overview. So there's Lydd, there is Bembridge on the Isle of Wight, and there is Compton Abbas, where we're ending up. So, has Paul appeared? No, he has not. Shame. Anyway, let's get our taxi lights on. We're using the few clouds preset because the weather is mostly not VMC along our route today, so it's just not possible. Click the range knob, then rocket left and right. That's what I thought I had done. That is exactly what I thought I had done. Yeah, that is what I've done, but it's not moving. There must be a way of turning it off center on aircraft, but I don't need to. I don't need to. I know where I'm going. In fact, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to zoom right in so that I can see that. So with the few clouds preset, we have a light wind from the west, so we're going to be taking off from runway 31, I believe it is. Yes, 1331. And we'll probably be using that EFB off and on throughout the flight. Get me rudder pedals in gear. Now, Paul, I'm slightly concerned I might end up taxiing through you, seeing as I can't see you. I'll do my best not to. I'll follow the line. I'll follow the line. That should be the safest way, I think. Did I ever manage to get my taxi lights on? Yes, I did. Tobii eye tracker is not yet adjustable, and the default settings are not very good, so I'm not using that today. That's the main thing that still causes me a CTD, actually trying to change the sensitivity settings for Tobii, or even get into the Tobii eye tracker menu. Out of interest, is anyone watching attempting to connect to multiplayer? It's me and someone else. B Crawley 57, thanks ever so much for the sub. Welcome. That is a Twitch sub, I believe.
Crawley 57 just subscribed.
Very much appreciated. Where's someone else, and why can I not see anyone? Should we have a quick look at the traffic settings? Because it's not fair that people can see me and I can't see anyone. So I'm going to put my parking brakes on. I'm going to go to settings. And I'm going to check what we've got. So online, I have turned on. Right, so aircraft traffic type we should have off, I believe, because that's to do with AI traffic and live online real world traffic. So that should be off. But I've got multiplayer service West Europe set. I've got multiplayer ticked. I've got show multiplayer aircraft in close proximity ticked. Rolling cache is irrelevant, and the only other things that I've been able to find about aircraft is in graphics, global rendering settings, and we established you had to go to Twitch to resub. I appreciate it's you, Brian. Right, I appreciate it. Thank you. I've got air traffic on. Traffic airport quality should be off. That's something else, isn't it? I'll try turning that on in case that makes a difference, but I think that's just put statics in. I think. It's not because I'm using a VPN, is it? Because half the world's using VPNs. Now these are just static aircraft. These aren't you lot, right? No, they're definitely static aircraft. So it's not to do with airport traffic. Maeve, why can I not see you? Really, it's a real shame. I don't know why I'm surprised though. It didn't work properly in or it only worked intermittently in FS 2020, so I don't know. I think we should probably just get underway, but maybe we can have another fiddle around briefly when we get to the next stop, get to Lydd. Let's turn that off because I don't want static aircraft. Air traffic ultra, yeah, should be okay. Should be okay. Right. Having a bit of issue moving. Oh, I had reset the parking brake and I thought that was a sim thing. Adrian, hello, your PNG videos with real pilots have been really helpful. I'm pleased you found them useful. I think they are the best content I've done, to be honest. Maybe in Common IT Tito's turn it off and back on again. Yes, well, I have many, many times over the course of the morning, and it has made no blooming difference, unfortunately. Although, yeah, maybe at Lydd I go back to the menu, I choose all players rather than live players, because live players only shows you players who are on live time, doesn't it? Which I think you all probably are, aren't you? Is anyone who's flying along not on live time? I'm not going to do run-up checks. I thought about it briefly, but I'm just not. Life's too short in a sim. You chose all players. Alright, maybe I'll do that. But if he's on live time, then we should still be able to see each other. And we were both on all players earlier, and it didn't work, so right, taxi lights off, landing lights on, strobe on. Let's get the show on the road. Maybe that is what I chose. I don't know. We tried so many things. I can't remember what my latest decision was. So as some of you will know, I am a real world private pilot, and actually, I quite recently visited Le Touquet for the first time, so I have got some idea of how this works in real life. And the plan is to climb sharply to 5,500 feet, which will allow us for most of the crossing to be within gliding distance of either France or the UK. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's go. I'm going to use quite a lot of right rudder. Probably more than I would IRL. And away we go. So we'll accelerate to VY, and that will be the speed that we climb at. And we're going to make a right-hand turn to follow the coastline out. Performance this morning is really good. 41 FPS with everything on ultra. We'll fly at VY, he says, accelerating past it. So I'm going to get my autopilot set up using my honeycomb. I'm going to set that to 5,500 feet. I'm going to turn autopilot on. And we're going to select VS and heading. There we go, which will allow us to have a little look outside. Which is of course what we want to be doing really in the new sim, isn't it? Now there should be, again this is a total lack of G1000 knowledge. I'm going to work it out myself, I think. I'm going to turn on the wind because I'm curious as to what it is. Yeah, it's 4 knots from the west, which is what it always is in the few clouds preset. And what I want to know is how I change from green to pink, I guess. CDI, is it? Yes, there we go, good. So now we have our GPS on there. And we're going to fly, as is good practice, keeping the coastline on our left. So just slightly inland. And we're climbing above some of these clouds. I didn't expect them to be so low, but that's okay. Yeah, if I'm on live players and you're not on live time, then that would explain why I can't see you, I guess. We'll have another look at when we get to Lydd. So if I do that, and then I turn on nav, then that should, at some point, intercept our course, right? I don't have any of this, of course, when in my planes that I fly IRL. All right, let's reduce the manifold pressure and the RPMs. And sod it, let's just fly through this cloud. Shouldn't really. Oh no, because we're intercepting the GPS course now. Perfect. Wojtek was complaining a lot about these clouds. He thought they looked a bit X-planey. To me, I don't see it. I think they look very much like FS 2020 clouds, if not slightly better. But they are a little bit blurry, a little bit, you know, not solid enough perhaps. No turbulence going through that cloud, I know, none at all. It's unusual. Good morning, Simon, how are you? That's exactly what Wojtek said. That's exactly what Wojtek said. There you are. See, I've never really flown X-planes, so I can't picture X-plane clouds. But he was saying they're a bit too flat on top. Which, to be fair, some of the ones yesterday were. These ones aren't. These ones are a bit too flat on the bottom. Maybe they've just rotated them upside down for today's weather. Wojtek does complain about everything, Ross, which is why I only really started taking this accusation seriously when Simon backed him up. Yeah, I'm not bad at all, thank you. How are you finding 2024 other than the clouds? X-Plane 12 clouds have been improving with each beta update. This is the latest beta 6. Oh, right. No, they do look a little similar, I won't lie. I can see where you're coming from. Couldn't really get a flight done so far, the servers with a limit. Right. Try Belgium, boss. I'm VPNing to Belgium. The UK servers are broken. So I've been in Belgium ever since getting the sim started for the second time. So these ships are quite good, I have to say. This was the sort of thing you needed an add-on for in 2020. But I'm quite happy with the default sea traffic. I think it looks pretty good. Will do. The 330 looks pretty good, otherwise waiting for the payload aircraft to be ported over and the sim to be more stable. Yes, I haven't actually tried the A330 yet, but I'm led to believe that it and the A321 are quite good to fly, and that the 737 MAX isn't worth bothering with, so yeah, that's on the agenda. But I do like this plane. I don't like the Cessna 172, that feels very sluggish. But yeah, these are the only two planes that I've flown in the sim. TNMF is exploring on board some of the ships, loads of detail in them, in the bridges for example. Oh really? Okay, some of the airships. I'll have to have a look. There is quite a lot to discover, which I like. There's lots to play around with. I like the mission system, I like the career system. I've got my PPL and my CPL. I'd quite like to be able to do some of the fun stuff like the firefighting without having to go through all of the steps, but I see why they've done it like that. I was saying the other day, perhaps I could just send Jorg my PPL and he could remotely unlock these missions. But yes, I think that's quite a clever idea. I like the fact we've got all these different ways of flying, all these different sort of utilities for the sim, I suppose. Yeah, I think it's quite promising. I think it's quite a promising sim. Day one, I thought, I wish they'd just left it alone and just tweaked 2020 a bit more. Day 3, started actually quite enjoying it. You want to get going with the career, but it seems like a massive meme fest at the moment. I haven't had any problems with the career. Paul has. Paul had a lot of CTDs. Tweedwee when? Good morning. Tweedwee went on guard.
Rice Ninja 456 just subscribed.
I'm going to go back into heading mode because I want to show you.
121.500 meow 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 meow.
Quite. How are you doing, boss? Yes, the link doesn't work for me either for some reason. I'm going to turn the autopilot off and we're going to start descending and get below this cloud layer so that I can show you the beauty of Dungeness, which looks lovely with the burning blue design scenery and the new sim, the new lighting and such like. It's promising and it will be good, but it's not great for MS to have messed up the launch so much. No, it isn't. I agree. It's you would have hoped for better, wouldn't you, from a company as big as Microsoft? You'd have hoped that they would have invested in the servers to give people a pretty seamless experience. You'd also hope that something as simple as multiplayer, which has been broken for 4 years, would have been fixed within those 4 years, or at a minimum for the launch of the new sim. But there you go. Oh, you're having performance issues, are you, boss? Mine is performing pretty well, but yeah, I guess it varies in different countries, it varies between systems. But I'm getting 45 FPS at the moment, and I'm fairly sure that in the same scenario in 2020 I would have got worse performance than that. Fairly sure. But, you know, I haven't done a side-by-side comparison, so I might be way off the mark, but I didn't do that much GA flying in it. But, you know, it's good. It's good that I'm getting good frames. I'm happy with that. And I hope that you do as well, boss. Rusty Crate, hello, welcome. How are you? Just a reminder, anyone who is keen to fly along, you are very welcome to do so. We are in the Western Europe server. At the moment, I can't see anyone else, but everyone else can see each other, so it could be a setting issue on my end. So even if you can't see me, you will have others to fly along with, hopefully, if you want to try spawning in. There's a ship down there. Pretty good, pretty good. Oh, they still have that bug where you can't control the plane while you hold the right mouse button as well. That's That was not there with the launch of 2020, but was introduced shortly afterwards. For me, I can easily say that 2020 will perform better than 2024. Oh, there you go. There you go. You're well but conflicted about the new sim. Yeah, I can understand that. I can relate to that. So one of the things I've noticed with Navigraph that didn't used to be there was that they have, for some airports, they have the circuit drawn in. I've only seen that once so far. They don't for Lydd. They don't for Lydd. But what we're going to do is, I know they have a right-hand circuit. Pretty sure. No, they don't have a right-hand circuit. No, they have a circuit to the east. So what we'll do is we'll go and have a look at the power plant, and then we will join a left-hand downwind for runway 21. That's what we'll do. This is also one of my first experiences of actually using Navigraph VFR map properly, the VFR charts properly, and I'm impressed. Do you think the graphics are a lot better than 2020? I don't think they're a lot better. I wouldn't say they're a lot better, but I do think they're better. I think the lighting in particular is better. I think that some of the colours, I think the sky colour's better, I think the sea colour's better. I think the sea looked overly sort of aquamarine, turquoisey blue in 2020, and I think that looks much nicer here. I also think perhaps the sky was a bit brighter before, which I didn't think looked that good. I don't know, it's very hard to remember. Wojtek and I did do a flight side by side where he was in 2020 and I was in this sim yesterday. And yeah, I do think it's better. But I don't think it's sort of a massive leap in realism graphically. Apparently have the Lydd covered. So this is Dungeness Power Station, which is included in the Burning Blue design scenery. This is one of those sceneries that has not yet been updated to 2024. Burning Blue have updated, as I said at the beginning, 2 of their sceneries within days, which is really good. But I flew here yesterday, and I think it looked absolutely fine. So yes, so I think hopefully you'll be. Oh, why is the altitude up there still saying 5,500 feet? Let's go to VS. Yeah. Basically, I'm only putting the autopilot back on so I can show you how good this looks. So this area, Dungeness, is quite unique. It's is it the only salt marsh in the UK? Maybe no, it's not. No. I can't remember, but it's this sort of shingly, sandy beach, and it's a sort of desolate wasteland, but really, really cool. They've got lots of interesting homes that people have made here, from caravans to brick-built cottages and things like that. And it's like nowhere else I've ever been. So yeah, a little bit of IRL info about Lydd for you there, and here about Lydd, about Dungeness, and here is Lydd. And as I say, we're going to do a left-hand downwind join and land on 2-1. Is that a train down to the left? No. Now I saw that before, and well, it might be part of the scenery. It could be some railway wagons, but it's not part of the sim. There are no. Yeah, I think it is a bunch of railway wagons with shipping containers on them. But it's not, unfortunately, part of 2024, which is something I was hoping for. Ace Airstream, morning. I'd love to try flying along, but this morning's update is downloading at 183 kilobytes a second. I may have the slowest connection, but not that slow. In fact, game performance has been okay in these moments when MS servers have been in a good mood, but the update servers have been awful. Game took 24 hours to download back at the start, even before joining the 97% club. Really? That is shocking. Which part of the world are you in, boss? I don't know if I downloaded the update. I mean, unless maybe it happened automatically. UK. I do recommend a VPN. We do recommend a VPN. I have VPN to Belgium and that has made everything better. I probably need to stop broadcasting that, because if everyone does it, things won't be better anymore. So we'll turn left base here. I miss having a working Tobii eye tracker, I really do. It's very useful for this sort of thing. Flaps down. And we're a little high. So we'll decrease the power to lose altitude. Loving all the ships, yes, me too. Yeah, I mean 20, there's nothing wrong with 2020. I think that's what I'll be sticking to for my airliner flying for the foreseeable future. Is there real-time weather in this game? There is. We're not using it today because it's pretty shocking for the type of flying we're doing. So this is a preset. So we're going to land here, we're going to taxi in, and then I'm going to exit out and have a look at my multiplayer settings, see if I can make everyone else show up. So, another, as I mentioned, another scenery from Burning Blue Designs. One of their first, but still really, really nice. I'm going the wrong way, I think. Yeah, we want to turn left. This reminds me of Plen dances that I used to do. Yes, I'd forgotten those. Yeah. Was that on the Bimbles Around Britain? I think it was, wasn't it? I can't remember if we came to Lydd on that. I don't think we did. So these aircraft are all part of the scenery. And what we're going to try and do is park somewhere and then remember where we've parked so that we can spawn in again and be immersed. I don't know how successful I'll be at that. He's parked a bit close to the line, isn't he? So we're going to go for the second row from the back to the right of this little Cessna. And let's go further along actually, because otherwise we won't get out past those poorly parked helicopters. Yes, it was Ace Airstream. I'm pretty sure it was. Yes. They used to run. Yeah, they had a car ferry flight that went from here to Touquet, didn't they? Yeah. Yeah. So there we are. We'll set the parking brake. I won't bother shutting down or anything. We'll just go back to the main menu. We'll go to free flight. Oh, I see people on the world map. That is new. Don't see any of us. Oh, there's Maeve. There's Maeve. On a very long final from the looks of things. I don't see Paul. Oh, is he down already? Could be down already. There he is. That's promising, isn't it? And Mickey Aussie. I don't know if Mickey Aussie is flying along. I don't think so. So I think we parked there. Now I'll go to flight conditions. Yeah, so I was on live players. Let's go to all players. We still want preset, few clouds. Air traffic. Air and marine traffic specific such as aircraft and motor will be based on live data. No, we don't want that. We want multiplayer, preset, few clouds. Right, keep your fingers crossed because I have tried this many times and it hasn't worked. But, you know, eventually it might. The other thing that I'm not sure if you can do is turn on player tags or whatever they call them. Yeah, gamer tags, I think. Right, we're back. Do we see anyone? Don't hear any planes. Oh, I hear a plane. That's promising. Hey, is that him? That's the plane that Paul's in, right? Because it's the same as mine. The engine's off. Alex, hello, welcome, boss. Amazing! Who would have thought that would work? Is your engine off, really, or is it on? I hear at least. Ah, okay. That's interesting. No propeller animations, but you know, who cares about that? Right. So Paul did see me walking earlier. You're not meant to be able to, but he could. Oh, that's good. That makes for a much better multiplayer experience when you can actually see other people. Right, pitot cover off. Turn around. Yes. Are you walking? I can't see anything other than you're playing. I wonder if I'll see the propeller animation when I start. You can't see me. But this is you, isn't it? So you're saying you can see my plane, right? Let me get in my plane. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, that's something, isn't it? We'll need to do everything again, of course. We'll need to refuel. Fuel. Quick fill, that's what I want to do. Fill her up. Load in aircraft. There we go. Now, mixture in. Flaps can be up. Crack the throttle. Fuel on left. Power, power. Starty, starty. Avionics on. Position light on. Should have been on before I started. Bit naughty, but never mind. You can see my little man as well. Oh, good. Oh, sweet. Well, there we are. We got there in the end. Long may it continue. General flight interface. You will find settings to show traffic nameplates. Oh, thank you, CK Sim Gaming. Thank you. Let's do that. Will make people more obvious. Settings. Flight interface. Show traffic nameplates. Brilliant. Yay! There's Paul. There's Maeve. We can always turn them off if it gets... Oh, I've got Paul twice. Why have I got you twice? Is one your character? Or is one your little man? Oh, Maeve's about to land. Maybe we can go and watch Maeve land. That would be cool. Oh, because you're out of your play. Okay, Roger. I haven't got my keybind set to speed the drone up yet. Oh, hello. Bruh! Why did it jump me back to there? Drone speed. Doesn't seem to go as fast as it did in 2020, but never mind. We've made it. Good luck, Maeve. Oh, it looks very real, other than the propeller not turning. I like the little corrections. That's... Oh, I guess you're down. Maybe you don't have the scenery. Probably don't have the scenery. My little man has a label too. Oh, right. There you go. Cool. Right. Let's press enter here. And we will go to flight plan. Flight plan catalogue. LFAT EGHA. Activate. Enter. Football. Still can't change the move it around. Anyway, there we are. That's ready. I'm getting better at this. Getting better, getting quicker. Taxi light can go on, and we'll head back out again and head west along the coast. There are artisans, yes. It's tight. It's a bit tight. If the player character is outside the aircraft, there are 2 nameplates. Yeah. Yeah, seems like it. Even though you're not meant to be able to see the player character. Where's Maeve got to? Don't want to suddenly cut him off. Is Paul taxiing out? Don't see Maeve anymore. But that was fairly standard in 2020 as well. People would just come and go and come back again and whatevs. So, on with the strobes, on with the landing lights, off with the taxi lights. We'll do a little backtrack and get skywards again. "40 people watching, very good." Now, if you're watching on YouTube and you're enjoying it, I would very much appreciate a thumbs up and a sub. If you're watching on Twitch and you're enjoying it, I'd very much appreciate a follow. Oh, there's an actual taxiway there. I don't need to backtrack. Never mind, I'm very important. I'll backtrack anyway. I'd imagine so, Offroad. I think you have to backtrack to take off in the other direction, which is the only time I've been here. It's been runway 3. Oh, hang on. No, we are going the right way. We are going the right way. Just. You don't need full length, we'll go from here. Alt and 2 is the keyboard shortcut for nameplates, really? My alt keys all do... Oh, Maeve, what's happened there, boss? Alt and 2 is a custom camera view for me, I'm sure. Maybe it's both, could well be both, there's a lot of duplication. Right, let's go. Maeve's plane's disappeared, Paul's disappeared. Glorious. Well, that's if you have 2024 keyboard settings. Ah, yes, okay, yeah. I have changed to 2020. But also some of my keybinds are just completely different to everyone else's for no apparent reason. But how do you, in 2024 keybinds, how do you do custom camera views? Because if you can use the number pad, that would be something I'd be probably prepared to switch for. For some reason, you could in 2020, but you cannot with the 2022 views. So we're going to cruise at 2,000 feet. And we'll see some of the delights of the south coast. Alton Town. Oh my goodness me. Good. So I'm gonna just stay in heading mode and we'll fly the coast, I think. We don't have to exactly follow the pink line down to Portsmouth. Oh, that's interesting. In fact, it's missing a waypoint, which is not missing from our EFB. I will show you on here. So we are flying now down to here, which I think is we're flying to Brighton Marina. We're flying to the Brighton Marina VRP. Then we're going to continue west to Southsea Castle, which is a custom waypoint that I've put into Navigraph, which is also a custom waypoint that I put into Sky Demon to use in real life. Sam, yeah, right. Welcome, boss. Southsea Castle, and then we're going to go from Southsea Castle direct to Bembridge on the Isle of Wight. And the reason I've done it this way is because it keeps the distance over water relatively short compared with cutting across from further east. So in the event of an engine failure, we'll be alright. How's it going, Sam? Martin, welcome, boss. It's good. How are you? Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. It's not perfect. There's plenty that needs work, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it for this sort of thing a lot, and I'm very impressed with the Navigraph integration so quickly in the EFB. It's lovely. Now look at that sun. That sun is noticeably better than the 2020 sun. The ground textures are very different. They're a lot greener than I would expect, given that this sim supposedly has seasons. And the trees are a lot leafier as well. So I know what that's about. I should turn the drone speed down again. Don't know why it does that. There we are. It's more manageable. But yes, overall, really, really good. Really good. Loaded into the sim, didn't have any problems. Loaded in, etc. Click the turn on battery button of Plen. Crashed to desktop. Oh no! Was that this plane, Scott? Good news, I've managed to improve update speeds by tweaking settings in update, security, delivery optimization, advanced. Okay. As 2024 is an MS product, it follows the rules here, which I had turned down to stop Windows updates hogging bandwidth. Ah, right. Right, okay, well deduced. That's the sort of thing I probably would never have got to the bottom You noticed sheep in the field when you landed at Shoreham? Really? Is this serious? Give it another go, boss. Try this paint. It's like a Cirrus, but a bit cheap. So this VFR map is also pretty good for actually just knowing where in the world you are. Although it doesn't. This is Hastings. This is Hastings. So this is one of the sightseeing routes I do quite often IRL with people who I haven't been flying with before. From North Weald down to Hastings, along the coast to Brighton, and then back in. You're good, boss. So this means I can buy the new sim for my birthday now. It does, yeah. I think it does. You're going to find bits of it very frustrating, for sure. But I think there's lots of fun to be had with it already. And so yes, I'm now in a position where I would say it won't be the worst birthday present ever. It's not as serious as a serious. You see, you've been hanging out with Offworld for too long. This is what happens. People come in here, they see Offworld, they listen to what he's typing, I look at what he's typing, and all of a sudden it becomes awash with dad jokes. Do they? That's quite a good one, I must say. Do they share the sheep at shore? You do them naturally, Roger. Ah, there are worse traits. This is Bexhill on Sea down here. Now, yesterday, I may have been mistaken, but I felt that a lot of this area now had photogrammetry, whereas it didn't in 2020. Now, this I don't think is photogrammetry, is it? These are autogen. But maybe the autogen just looks more realistic, I'm not sure. I know Brighton was given photogrammetry in the last UK World Update. Mickey Yossi, hello. You are still on Western Europe server? Yes, I am. Can't see anyone again, it's not working properly. I can see Paul way off in the distance. Or his name tag at least. I can't see Maeve. You still with us, Maeve, or did you die? The worst trains. The last train out of Marylebone to Birmingham on a Sunday night was always a treat. When did I mention trains? Yeah, Sam said Trent, Tazzy, but I can't remember what I said that prompted this. Same here, could only see Maeve in Lydd. Yeah, there we go. Best not to worry and just enjoy your flight, I guess. I've spent so long in 2020 desperately trying to get multiplayer to work so I could see people and they could see me. And yeah, never really worked properly. Trains at Lydd on ground test. Yeah, but that was ages ago I mentioned that. I don't think Sam was even here then. Oh, you may have misheard Roger, okay. Are you still with us or did you die? Definitely not a cult. Yeah. Trait. Oh, I said trait. Okay, there we are. Yeah. Not seeing anyone is how old Phils prefers it. No one to ruin the immersion, innit? Not at all, boss. Not at all. Not seeing anyone when I'm doing VATSIM flying would be preferable. But, ooh, this is a bit of a mess, isn't it? This is photogrammetry that just isn't loading, even though we're right on top of it. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, there we go. And I VPN all the way to Belgium to avoid this sort of mess. This is Eastbourne, by the way. I'm sure Eastbourne wasn't a photogrammetry city in 2020. Pretty sure. Bit of road traffic, nice to see. Oh, after the UK updated, noticed photographs went as far west as Littlehampton now. Oh, right. But from where? From Brighton? Or... Sorry, I'm missing a little bit of chat here. I can see Philbert and Mickey but can't see Mav, but might be too far away. Whilst it's Belgium, of course it looks like 1980. Oh, hello. What's going on here? Why are we turning left? That was weird. Maybe I accidentally put in a bit of rudder input, could be. No! Why? Why are you doing... Oh, okay, okay. My heading is over that way. I don't quite know how we ended up flying a completely different heading, but anyway, we did. This is not part of the career mode. No, this is just a free flight. Eastbourne was added in the last UK update too. Oh right, okay. Now this Corvalis flies very nice. A good replacement for the old 172 when I want to do GA fly. It's good, isn't it? I think it's a lot better than the default 172. But at the same time, I do appreciate that. I've never flown one, so I don't know. Oh, we should go out over the sea so you can have a look at the Seven Sisters cliffs, actually. Because I think that the cliffs do look a lot better. Certainly when you're close up. They spawned in a little late. But they look much better. No, don't let me down, Sim. Don't let me down and prove me wrong. In fact, let's do a little loop. Let's get the autopilot off and just go back and have a little look at them. We can see Beachy Head Lighthouse while we're at it as well, which is always worth a look. See? Much better. I know that the World Update did actually fix some of these cliffs, but I do think they still look better in this sim than they did in 2020. Actually, we're not going all the way back to Beachy Head, we've come too far past it. How do your graphics on the ground look? It looks very washed out and blurred whilst watching your stream, or is this down to YouTube? No, they look fine. Try upping your quality. I mean, I'm only streaming at 1080p, but unless you've got a massive 4K monitor, that should still look relatively crisp, I think. Yes, there we are, some cliffs. So you can see the ones we're close to look good, and the ones in the distance not so good. Conscious my altitude's a little bit all over the place, but that's okay. So see, I see Paul's name tag, not convinced there's a plane anywhere near it. Ah no, let's go and look at Beachy Head. It's only just there, isn't it? Get down nice and low. So in the distance you can see the cliffs are a bit sort of melty and weird, and then as you get closer it gets a little bit better. Yes, you got the username back here, everything's right with the hooray!
AussieMap95 just subscribed. Guess who got their username?
Just when I'd got used to
with the world again.
Just when I'd got used to you being Matty. Thank you very much for the resub, boss. Appreciate it. You do have to change the commands, yes you do. Is the option show multiplayer players when close enabled? Yes it is, yeah. So I'm just going to pop outside into the drone and just show you what this looks like, because I think that looks really good. It's a pity that it doesn't render the cliffs a little bit further out, but once you get up close to them, they look nice. So that was quite a long detour just to show you that, but anyway, that's what I wanted to show you. Sorry to the mods for giving me something to do. Wonder if you can change the render distance. Yes, possibly. That's better. Good. Possibly. I'm already on Ultra though, so I don't want to push it too much. You know what I mean? Now, why would you turn around to the right to fly a heading that is 90 degrees to our left? That doesn't make sense to me. Probably a Lydd you have to knock up. Probably. Yeah, I agree. The reflection was definitely exaggerated. You don't see any reflection in that water IRL. Centurion, hello. How are you? Nice to have you back. Good, we'll see how the autopilot gets on now. We're back over here. Yeah, I'm good as well, thank you. Eastbourne looks like it's been hit with a nuke. Yes, glad it's not just my sim. We'll see if Brighton's any better. Has anyone else been able to actually set a tail number and have it be on the plane? Because whatever I put in, mine just changes it to some random nonsense. Country-specific random nonsense, but still random nonsense. It's lovely though. Overall, it looks lovely. G Prime Belgium. Yeah. I found that FS 2024 is only playable for me if I run it in low settings. Oh, that's annoying. I was saying earlier, mine I think is performing slightly better than FS 2020 would in the same situation. I'm a bit speedy here. You need a new computer, boss, and you need to get on it because I'll need a new computer quite soon as well. I know. It's down to you, really, Matt. It's not so much luck. It's you know, your significant donations to my new PC fund, which is why I say you should treat yourself and then start saving for my next new PC fundraiser. Missing your airport add-on reviews. Hopefully, more will come in the new sim. I've got to break it to you quite bluntly, Centurion. They won't. I'm sorry. I can't bear it. I can't bear doing them. I can't bear listening to myself say the same things over and over again, and then spend 6 hours editing to have a couple of thousand views. I know they were popular, and I know I had a hardcore following, but that was back then, and I had all the time in the world, and it was all new and exciting, and there was a pandemic on, so I didn't want to do anything. I just can't devote that amount of time to doing things I don't want to do anymore. Oh, I miss your fence review. Yeah. I'd forgotten that. Yeah. I won't lie to you, my fence reviews were key to many people's purchasing decisions. But I also think you get to the point, right, with after a year or so where you know that if one of the top tier developers releases a scenery, it's going to be really good, right? You know that Flight Amper and Flightbeam and Pyre are going to never release a poor product. So you can be fairly confident buying anything that they come out with. You know that people like InnyBuilds are going to do quite good sceneries, but they're going to be performance hogs and they're going to have weird lighting. You know, it's going to be things, they're going to be rushed and they're not going to be as good as the top tier, but they're probably going to be worth investing in. And you know that MK Studios is kind of similar tier, similar standard. And then you've got the slightly lower tier who are still quite good, like Simulations, who, yeah, you sort of know. So you end up reviewing things, and before you even spawn in, you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to be saying about them. Let's go a bit closer in towards Brighton. So this is Brighton Marina VRP, which as you can see is one of our waypoints on our flight plan. And there is the marina. Yeah, photogrammetry here looks a lot better than at Eastbourne, doesn't it? Which is strange. Kinda miss Drewieski design. Are they still doing stuff? Yes, they are. Yeah, what was their their most recent release was Warsaw. And it's very good. There's Brighton Station. Sam, now I'm talking about trains. It's Tren. Lovers Lane, Lovers Walk Depot, is it? There's lots of trends there. This is the I-360. See, this looks good. I'm not saying this photography looks particularly different to 2020, but it definitely looks good, right? This is Shoreham Seaford Harbour? Seabird? Oh, what do you call that harbour? Shoreham Harbour, I think. And we'll fly over the top of Shoreham. I don't have the Orbex scenery activated at the moment. The big drop ride thing I was moving? No, was it? Is it really? Oh wow, you're right. Gosh, who's done that? It's not actually a big drop ride. It's a platform. It's an observation platform. A bit like the wheel. Yeah, where's the West Pier? Missing. Burnt out West Pier is missing. That's a shame. Go beat Roger Boss. You love the amusement parks out on wharfs. Yes, it's quite a British thing there. We call them piers. Some piers you just walk down and have a look at the view or do fishing. But a lot of piers are pleasure piers, as they're called, have like fairground rides and things on them. Oh, we have someone else. DGS 3103. And ATC Mike R. I guess DGS. Oh, it's a balloon! Hot air balloon! First time I've actually seen one being flown. That's cool. Probably ought to avoid him. Has anyone flown any of the balloons yet? That's dissipating. It's adorable, isn't it? There's Shoreham. Default airport. Auto generated or what have you. But not too chubby looking, to be honest. Not too bad. I haven't explored many of the default airports, but I probably ought to see if they're better, significantly better than the 2020 ones. At least he isn't going 400 knots, yeah. Yeah. Now, just a reminder, if you're watching on YouTube and you like what you're seeing, I'd be very appreciative of a sub and a like. It does make all the difference to viewership. And if you're watching on Twitch and you're enjoying what you're seeing, and you fancy dropping me a follow, that would be very much appreciated as well. Also, come join my Discord server. It is home to arguably the finest flight simming community on the entire internet. Plane working, but my next problem is the plane has no sound whatsoever. Oh, is that, are you in this plane, boss, or are you in the Cirrus? You got the Cirrus working. That sound thing is a new one on me. I haven't heard of that being a problem. How strange. Yes, been flying one today in this weather. I jumped out and it carried on going off into the distance. Brilliant. I didn't know you could jump out. No, not yet. I'm still just getting around a bit. I did fly the A400M. Really nice. Is it? Good, good, good. Oh, thank you, Martin. Yes, that's also a point. Club Filbert, if you want to support the channel financially, blah, 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 blah. Get a few perks, etc., etc. Come join Club Filbert. I'd very much appreciate it. And you can do that by becoming a member on YouTube or by subscribing on Twitch. Still Cirrus, maybe I'll change. Yeah, I haven't tried the Cirrus. I don't know if this is a universal issue or just a U problem. But all I know is I like this plane. And it's worked and it feels quite nice. So yeah, this is Littlehampton, and Littlehampton looks like a melty mess compared with Brighton. It's a shame. Is there a list of enhanced airports, or are they the same from 2020? They're the same from 2020, I think. You can see them on the world map because they've got stars, but you have to zoom in quite a long way to see what they actually are. Yeah, if you shift C on the ground in this wind, it keeps going. Oh, right. I suppose it would. I suppose it would. I have an online friend who lives around here somewhere. Imagine living here. Kind of a vibe, I think. Never been. Yeah. I've been to Littlehampton. It's alright. I find most English seaside towns are a little bit run down, a little bit depressing to me. But this one, you've got this little river, and you've got like nice little marinas and things like that. So there's nice bits to Littlehampton. I don't know it well enough to really condemn it as much as I have. I don't know. The only British seaside towns that I could see myself living in, but the only one is probably Brighton. I really like Brighton. Or Edinburgh, but that's like a proper city. Littlehampton is grim. There we are. Pepteta, welcome. Loving the stream. New subscriber. Thank you very much for the sub, boss. And welcome. Parts of Littlehampton look okay, other parts are melted. Okay. I wonder why I didn't get a notification for your sub. Oh, I haven't got my YouTube alerts on. That's not very good. Sorry about that. I'm gonna, at some point, I will replay them. I was messing around trying to change the, get rid of the bar at the top, which I use for my IFR flights. I'm pleased that I'm able to stream this as well without it becoming too much of a slideshow. I was a bit worried about that. Mr. Moss99, have you seen any live ship traffic in your sim? Yes, I have. Yeah, there was some earlier on. If you watch back at the end, if you watch back to where we were coming from the Touquet over the channel, you'll see some. Oh no, it hasn't come through on my stream elements either for some reason. This is now Bognor, is it? Yeah, Bognor Regis. Bognor Regis station, just there. I haven't actually been to Bognor Regis, I don't think. I get all the name tags for the boats. Oh, really? Yeah. I live in a seaside town. Yeah, they can be run down, but you can't beat being near to the sea. No, I guess that's true. And I love them to visit, but I just think in the winter I wouldn't like it so much. I don't know. Which seaside town do you live in? So I can rapidly backtrack and say how nice it is. My internet speed is 1 gig, boss. Yeah. Since dumping Virgin Media and going to Community Fibre. I just flew by it. Bognor Regis? Oh, nice. Well, as I say, I've never been, but I've heard very nice things about it, and I look forward to visiting and having my mind changed, boss. So this is Selsey Bill. That's the bit that sticks out there. Famous from the shipping forecasts. If you know, you know. And off in the distance, we're going to see Portsmouth, which is one of the OG photogrammetry cities from 2020, and has always looked very nice. I think it's an old disused airfield that. Quite interesting over here. Don't know what it was called. And that's Portsmouth just coming into view in the distance. You can see the Spinnaker Tower. Oh, just driving in the car. It's not quite a Jaguar. I can't picture the Selsey Bill. I'm going to listen to it after the stream. St Ives in Cornwall would be my favourite place to live. Oh, there are lots and lots of very pretty seaside towns and villages in the southwest. Actually, that is true. Lots of Cornish seaside towns are beautiful and not run down. Indeed, Scott. Indeed. We're gonna cut left and fly to Bembridge, but on the way back we'll have a little low pass over Portsmouth and see what it looks like. I've even built a Selsey Bill. Okay, what does he rhyme it with? Met a bloke from Brazil. Is it that one? Is that the one? There's definitely mention of Brazil in that. So we're coming sort of up to Southsea Castle, which is on this bit of land here. It's our next waypoint. Oh, Muswell Hill, okay, yeah. There's lots of ill rhymes, I guess. I drove up to Muswell Hill. Even been to Selsey Bill. Yeah, that feels right. So yeah, Bembridge was the last airport I flew to IRL. It was about a week and a half ago. And it was lovely. Quite quiet. But very pretty, very picturesque. I took a walk into Bembridge town and then around to the harbour. And I had I think I talked about this the other day, but not on stream, so it's new to many of you. I had a crab baguette with some freshly caught crab. It was a little floating cafe that had been opened by a fisherman, or sort of retired fisherman. Opened this cafe, bought crab and other seafood fresh off the boats, and honestly it was one of the nicest sandwiches I've ever had. Definitely the best crab I'd ever eaten. Some nice tanker ships in the bay near Bembridge. They're really good, good. These here are defensive installations. They don't look very good in the sim. Right. Let us turn southwards. They have a slightly unusual circuit here, which I can probably show you actually on Sky Demon if I'm quick. Ugh, come on. There we are. So this is what the Bembridge circuit looks like. So we're coming south here from Southsea Castle. And the plan is to join left downwind out at sea here, bypassing Bembridge noise abatement area. And then base and final. There's the airport. Mickey Aussie kindly pointing it out to us. And we'll make our downwind turn here. We're a little bit high, but that's fine. You like those C4s? Yes, they're good, aren't they? Ah, thank you, CK Sim Gaming, for filling in the many blanks in my memory. Bembridge also home with the Britain Normandy Islander Trilater. Yes, I hadn't mentioned it in Ace Airstream, and in fact I didn't know it until I visited and I saw their hangars there, which are now no longer part of the airport. So I don't know what exactly happens there these days, but I guess they obviously don't build planes. First plane you went in, was it? Yeah. What was it like? And where did you go in it? How's the sim been so far, boss? Well, boss, so far is a big span of time. I'll start at the beginning. At the beginning it was absolutely hopeless and I couldn't get into it. But for the last few days, there's a few issues with it, but by and large I've really been enjoying it. Performs well for me. And it looks nice. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's certainly not there for, you know, it's not where FS 2020 was at this stage, but it'll get there. So this is a lovely approach, as you can see. Those nice cliffs over to the right, over to the left rather. And I'm very high. But I was very high when I flew here IRL as well, and it was fine, so I'm sure it'll be fine now. I'm from Bognor to Shoreham. Oh, right. Bognor to Shoreham. What was that, in a privately owned island, was it, or what? So this, as I mentioned, is a Burning Blue design scenery. They make really, really nice smaller airfields, mostly in the UK, mostly. And this one hasn't been updated for 2024, but I personally haven't noticed anything wrong with it at all, having flown here the other day as well. Welcome to Bembridge. What I'm going to do is turn around and backtrack. And hopefully get out of the way before Paul arrives. So we will actually see the Britain Norman hangars as we taxi in, I think. As Lec Refrigeration owned one. Okay. What did they use it for? This looks great and nice, Andy. Thank you, boss. Yeah, it's a lovely little place. I really want my Tobii eye tracker to be usable. It will be one day, I suppose. Or should we watch Paul's Landing? Yeah, let's watch Paul's Landing. Didn't think I could see his plane, but I can. Nice, nice, nice. Welcome to Bembridge, boss. You spent yesterday mapping out the settings. Oh, good for you. That's the worst bit done, I think, now, isn't it? So when I was here, I parked on the left here. He gave me the choice of either parking on the left or doing what we're going to do now, which is taxiing along the grass taxiway and parking up on one of these rows. There's basically no one there when I got there. It's one of the first. Filled up a fair bit by the time I left, though. So there, yes, there are the Britain Norman hangars, which, as I say, are not part of the airport anymore. So I don't know why, I don't know what happens, but yeah, the airport obviously did take up more room. In fact, we're not really going to park up, are we? We're just going to have a little nose around. So I'll just stop it on this grass taxiway here. I feel like the grass is slightly, I don't know, maybe the friction is right. I did have to use a fair bit of power to keep going over it. It's certainly not quite this uneven IRL. And those trees on there, but this is something that developers are struggling with in the new sim. There are trees where there weren't trees before and they don't quite know how to get rid of them yet. I don't think that's my understanding. It is a fun little plane to fly. Let me catch up with the chat a minute. Not sure was a company plane. The other plane they owned was a Piper Aztec. Had the Lec logo. Okay. Fun little plane. But too expensive to operate? Maybe. Maybe someone just hasn't cut it. Yes, yeah, maybe. It's not this long and it's not this full of daisies and dandelions IRL. But just look, you get out the plane into the drone camera and there is, I don't know, it just feels more realistic than 2012 did, isn't it? Sorry, 2012. 2020 did. Don't know why. Something about the lighting, something about the grass probably. Anyway, let me show you around this airfield. It's very small. This is where the radio operator works. It's an air-ground radio airfield, so you don't really have any control. You just do what you like and tell them what you're doing. They're very helpful if you ask for it, as I did. Like, where do I park? Where do I do my run-ups? All that sort of thing. So this is where they work. You pay your landing fee here, and in the corner is a toilet, not modelled. There's a cafe at the end of the runway. Not at the end, no, well, not that I'm aware of. There's the Propeller Inn, which is a pub, which I didn't go to. what I did instead was to go off to the harbour and have that crab baguette. Ah, right, yeah. The trees and grass updates play a big part in the increase in realism for me. Yes, I think so. Pilot Adam, hello, welcome. Talk of the devil. Adam here is one of the two main people behind Burning Blue Design. Nice to see you. And he's very kindly been giving me all of these sceneries for a very long time, and it's been a long time since I've actually shown them on stream. So I'm quite glad to be doing it at last. How are you keeping well? That looks it does look very real, doesn't it? Yeah, and yes, I am keeping well, thank you. Hope you are too. But as my dad worked there, I was invited for a ride in it with my dad. I was 11, went from Bognor over Arundel Castle, then on to Shoreham to have a cuppa and flew back to Bognor again, which at the time was a private strip owned by Leg. Well, I never. That's so interesting. So interesting. What a nice experience to have as a kid. Right, what am I doing? It's very odd. My sim frame rate is fine, but stuff around it is sort of quite juddery, so I'm struggling to scroll the chat. The old ATC tower was a cafe back in the Britain-Norman days. Oh, really? Interesting. I think they outsourced production to Eastern Europe for a while, but is now back in UK Bembridge's admin and parts HQ. Britain-Norman production line is at Leon Solent, former Daedalus RNAS base. Oh, right! I've flown there as well, in the sim and IRL. That was the third place I flew IRL with my licence, I think. Should have gone into the propeller in and propped up the VAR. Very good, very good. The old LAC runway still, yeah, we saw that, didn't we? It's fun seeing the gliders being towed. I'll have to pop down there as well. But yes, I love Bembridge. It's nice. Right, should we press on? Should we press on to our last stop, which is Compton Abbas, which is somewhere I haven't flown to, either in the sim or in real life, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing. I didn't do anything with the plane, did I? I should probably change fuel tanks at some point, actually. Probably should have done that quite a long time ago. I'll do it now. Better late than never. And we'll set takeoff flaps. How are you finding the new sim, Adam? Yeah, as I said, it needs quite a lot of oomph to get going from the grass or on the grass here. Here, I tell you whose name I saw on the Sky Demon reviews section for North Weald, the airfield that I fly out of. Stanislav Drevieski. He's obviously been over for a visit and he didn't even tell me. Could have met up with him, bought him a coffee, but there you go. I've not been in a glider. I used to like watching them from South Downs Gliding Club as well. I did go... I have been gliding once and I did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as powered flying. Do you fly in real life CK sim gaming, or are you just using it with the sim? Take a look at the Sky Demon reviews for Gatwick. Some people have a sense of you. I will. I'll do that. You did a glider flight IRL from Solent Airport back when they did gliders. Oh right, nice. A lot of people have a lot of different aviation experiences here. It's cool. Anyway, enough chit chat. Let's fly plan. No, just the flights. Okay, yeah. I do think they're missing a trick not having a sort of cut down, slightly cheaper subscription version for flight simming. I think they could make a lot of money that way. But I don't think there are many people who'd be prepared to pay £12 a month for it, to be honest. I don't think I would just for simming. And off we go! And you may remember from that Sky Demon thing I showed you earlier that there is a slightly offset upwind leg of the circuit, which is why I'm turning right here. Yes, I'd forgotten that Ace Airstream. I'd forgotten it was owned by Guy Ritchie. Yeah, it is, isn't it? Lock, stock and two smoking engines, good. Alright, we'll build a bit of speed up. We'll head over to Portsmouth, see if we can't find where Scott lived. Scott's family home. Portsmouth has looked good since day one in 2020, but I do think it looks even better in 2024. A friend of mine got his PPL and sometimes we would fly from Goodwood, being our local, which was fun too. He's not been doing much flying recently. I think he has to get a check ride, I think, if he wants to do it again. Right, yeah. A lot of people... I was surprised at my flying club how many people basically just give up for the whole of winter and just don't fly again until the spring, and then they have to have a check ride and all the rest of it. I mean, it's good in terms of aircraft availability. But I think a nice clear winter's day is probably one of the nicest times to go flying. Because the skies are a lot emptier, the air's a lot smoother, generally visibility is a lot better than it is on a warm summer day. Used to rent a Piper Warrior from Goodwood Flying Club or a Terrahawk. It's a Terrahawk, I've never heard of that. Do you know, all this talk, what time is it? 11:40. All of this talk of Solent Airport, I think we should pop in. It's only just a little bit up the Solent. We can do a little touch and go. And maybe see the Britain Norman hangars there. This is what I did yesterday, actually, when I was having a play around. I went from Bembridge to Lyon Solent. Oh, that's the nickname for a Tomahawk. Oh, right, okay. I didn't know that. I can go one better. Chocks, windsock and two smoking engines. Good, but it wasn't quite quick enough, Alex. Would have been better if it was more timely, you know? Lecturer at uni said that a winter high pressure day were the best days for flying. Incredible visibility. Yes, it's true. Good things take time, but funny things can't, unfortunately. Now I need to get these camera views sorted out so it doesn't just jump. Now we'll just get it in trim. So here we are, Portsmouth, looking very, very nice, looking significantly better, I would say, than most of the recent photogrammetry. There is Portsmouth Harbour Station, and then further along here is Portsmouth and Southsea Station. And Scott's house, I think, is that one over there. I'm not 100% on that, but I think that's where he lives. We've got Twitch chat up twice. Don't know if that's intentional. It is not. What, in the stream you mean? Oh, I see. You've got this up here as well. Yeah, no, it's because I'm still on display capture. That is due to being a noob. Thank you, boss. So there you are, Portsmouth. We've flown over it many times, but it never gets old. Yeah, let's go and have a little look at Lyon Solent. What runways do they have there? I can't remember. We've got a slight westerly wind, so ideally we'd like to land in a westerly direction. About to fly over Gosport, where I grew up and went. Oh right, okay. So it wasn't Portsmouth itself. It was near the Submarine Museum, right? Which I still haven't been to, but intend to. I thought I'd be able to get there from Lyon Solent Airport, but I couldn't really. It's a bit far. Is it good? Yeah. Yeah, so this is one of the ones that excuse me, Sky Demon has, not Sky Demon, that Navigraph has the actual circuit for, and I hope they had more and more of these like Sky Demon does, because it's very handy. So I'm going to do a bit of crosswind join. That's what I'm going to do. I was cleared for crosswind join last time I was here, but it obviously takes you right over the noise sensitive areas, so I was a little bit confused. And there was one taking off, so he can't have wanted me to join crosswind as in, you know, the crosswind leg of the circuit, I don't think. Born in Portsmouth, but lived in Gosport and Fareham for most of my life. Okay. We've got Mr. Bitsy taking off down there. Can't remember the circuit altitude, let's say it's 1,000 feet for the sake of argument. What I should have done when I was down here is told you in advance, and then you could have got your parents to come and pick me up and chauffeur me around, couldn't you? We went to the Hovercraft Museum, that was quite good. Great little cafe at the bottom of the runway on the beach, very much recommend for watching the planes fly over your head. Oh really? Okay. And then we'll go over and fly a proper downwind as published over the water. Is it over the water? I think it's sort of over the water. Anyway, you come to the end of a row of beach huts on the left, and that's when you know to turn downwind. Remember that much. It's not really over the water, it's over these sort of marshy bits and bobs. I will catch up on what you're all saying, but I'll concentrate just a little, first of all. Let's make it a full stop. Let's not do a touch and go. I have time. I have to be out of the house by just after 1. But we haven't got far to go anymore. Not till we get to Compton. Slightly wide downwind, to be honest. Slightly wide, but that's all right. And then before we get to these buildings, we want to cut the corner of the circuit. Sort of like this. And then we have a very short base leg before turning to final. Doesn't like slowing down, this plane. And we'll turn base there. CK Sim Gaming. Thank you. Thanks for coming along. And yes, I will, even though you're going, I will read what you wrote. Hope to see you again. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. You see, this is what happens when you look at chat even a little bit as you're trying to fly a circuit. It doesn't go well. I haven't actually tried opening the Tobii eye tracker settings since this alleged update. So you see a little bit of terrain weirdness. That's because of the new sim that wasn't there in 2020. There we go. Another not too bad landing. Great little cafe at the bottom of the runway on the beach. Very much recommended for watching the planes fly over your head. We'll see if we can see that. So I'm not going to park up properly here. I'm just going to taxi over to the parking to show you what the terminal looks like. And the airfield cafe. And then we'll get underway again. Have I come the wrong way? I might have come the wrong way. Yeah, I've come the wrong way. Alright, never mind. Where's Paul? He's turning base. Right. Memories of being a kid was being taken as a kid Christmas shopping to Portsmouth and going into the Landport's department store and the fountain outside always being bunged up with fame. I miss there being fountains in shopping centres. You just don't see that anymore. Maybe this is why, because everyone may put fairy liquid in them. My dad has a new glider, and last week he got it officially declared airworthy after upgrading some instruments and making it flight ready. Oh, cool! You can't stop laughing about the glider's registration. DKIPH. In German, that's just a normal reg code, but in Dutch, kit means chicken. So now we've got this running family joke that the chicken has officially been declared airworthy. Shades of Bunty and Co-Escapian Chicken Run, yes. Oof, says Zap. I don't know why he said that. I don't know what that means really, but clearly doesn't mean what I thought it meant. Because you know, usually use that to denote a bad landing, but it's clearly not in the context today. This is rough. I did turn in a little bit early, I think, but also all the terrain's changed. And as I say, this hasn't been updated to 2024. I just thought we'd come and take a look because it still looks very nice. Right, so another Burning Blue design airport. Lydd, not Lydd, Leon Solent Airport, Daedalus. When I came here, there was a Kodiak parked where this... I'm rubbish with military planes. Where this is. It is a Spitfire. See, I always say Spitfire and then I'm wrong. Yeah, there was a Kodiak and I hadn't seen one of those in the UK ever. So that's quite interesting. Onyx 940, thank you very much for the follow. Prop strike waiting to happen, yes. So this is the airfield cafe. They did not do food when I was there. And I was quite peckish, so that was a bit disappointing. But we had something to eat in the submarine museum, so it was fine. I didn't starve to death. And yes, this is where you go in and pay your landing fee and such like. And this is where all the locals try and break into your car, apparently. I know. I'm sorry, sir. I'm not proud. I'm not proud of what happened here today. So then you come out, and those of you who watch aviation videos on YouTube may have seen the Flying Reporter do a timed aeroplane to beach run. He jumped out of his plane and ran into the sea, which is quite amusing. Now, where's this cafe, Scott? Got hideously melted photogrammetry here, unfortunately. I'm not convinced we had photogrammetry here before, did we? Maybe we did. End of the runway, you said. See that car park there? Yes. The hut. What, this thing? This brick thing? Oh, right, okay. Oh, yeah. The shack. There we are. Cool. So you get something to eat from there, plonk yourself on the beach, and watch the planes come over. Very nice. Yeah, we did do a little bit of watching of planes, but we did it from a bench up here, I think. Somewhere up here. So there you are. Lyon Solent Airport. Very nice. Oh, hello. It's not like that IRL. It's a great little spot. Doesn't look much, but it's great. Yeah, good. I'll give it a go when the weather is nicer and I'm next down here. Good tip. In fact, Scott, at some point you need to come flying with me. Maybe we can go down here. Right. Let's get back on in the sky. Absolutely. Don't know which of these is landing, which is taxi, TBH. Oh, that's taxi. Yeesh, I think I'm not doing very well with taxiing. Can't multitask. So what I did when we were here is backtracked and then vacated at the end. So let's do that. I don't think there's anyone else inbound, is there? Certainly not who's flying with us. Let's do a high-speed backtrack. See, it strikes me, and I don't know, I've only been in this sim a couple of days, but it strikes me that all of the key things about airports are kind of alright. Like the runways are all alright, the taxiways are all seem to be alright, the buildings all seem to be alright. So it's just sort of terrain and well, yeah, terrain, I guess, that is the main thing that needs changing. Maybe lighting. I think Adam was saying on the Burning Blue Discord that some of the lights are a bit dark or what have you. And getting rid of trees, I guess. Are you holding for me, Paul? Are you in taxiing? Train, I guess, because the train is now properly 3D. Was it not before? I think he's holding. I'm going to go. Thank you. Jolly decent of you, sir. Rotate! You could have started taxiing after all, boss. Didn't need much runway. So we'll just make a right turn out along the up along the Solent. And rejoin our route. Doesn't drink much fuel, this plane. I'm quite impressed. These tooltips are getting on my nerves a little bit now. Might have to turn them off. We'll just climb up to 2,000 feet, I think. And the route I've chosen takes us between two bits of Class D airspace. Can't remember who they belong to, but that's why there's a random waypoint in the way. Yanua Warrior, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. And away we go again. I think that's cows, isn't it? On the far shore there. Yeah. Lovely part of the world to fly along. Right, forgive me, I'm just going to check my messages. Messages that I've missed. And then... Right, let's see if it intercepts our track. Yeah, seems to be. Right, and I'm going to nip to the loo as well. It's the luxury of simming. Won't be a mo. Back. Right, where are we? Let's have a look. Oh, we're very nearly there. Very nearly there. Does it have a circuit shown for Compton, Abbas? No. Help if I look to the actual airport rather than the waypoint. We're not that nearly there as I thought. Oh, it does, look! Look at that, very good. So it looks like they favour crosswind joins, which we can do. We can join crosswind up here over the 08 numbers, downwind, round, and land on runway 26. It should be nice and straightforward. The next waypoint is just some random place, but basically if you want to fly direct, it's Stony Cross disused airfield, boss. That's where I'm headed. Over to the right, we should see that M27 junction 2. I'll be up there somewhere, I guess. And Stony Cross disused airfield, there it is, below us. I think. It looks very big. Feels like we're not quite there yet. Maybe not. Maybe I was a bit quick to declare that it. Nah, it must be. As we're turning. Very overgrown. Not obviously an airfield. So final leg now to Compton Abbas. As of April the 1st, 2023, the circuit pattern altitude is changed to 1800 feet on QNH. Do not carry out orbits within the circuit for spacing or any other purpose. Okay, fine. Highly acclaimed cafe and bar, open all year. Very good. It's just a little bit too far away for me to visit it without a good reason, this place. I wonder if there are any landmarks at Stony Cross. Yes. Right, let us start to... well, we only have to descend 200 feet, don't we? Is that the airfield? Nah, I don't think so, not yet. Could be though. I guess this is probably as good a time as any to just ask you once again if you wouldn't mind following, subscribing, and if you're watching on YouTube, liking the video. That would be very much appreciated. And do come and join the Discord as well, if you would like to be part of the finest flight sim community on the internet. You've probably covered this. Sorry, just joined. That's all right. How is the Sims performance? I have a mid-spec PC and a bit concerned that I won't be able to run it with any good graphics settings. For me, performance is very good. Very good. Like, certainly doing this sort of VFR flying is better than FS 2020 was, and this is with everything turned up on Ultra, which I couldn't do with FS 2020. But other people have had... oh yeah, I've got 15 Musco. Thanks, Paul. You're right. It's a long way off. Other people have had much worse experiences and have found it performs very badly. So I think the only way you'll know really is if you install it and see how it runs on your particular system. But you know, you can do that either with a Xbox Game Pass for $1, or you can do it on Steam and then just make sure you play it for less than 2 hours before getting a refund. So there are sort of ways to try it before you commit, you know. I think that's what I would do. I do this when I'm flying IRL as well. I struggle with distance. I struggle to know how far ahead I should be looking out for an airfield. And I've just brought us a little bit south of track so that we can do a proper crosswind join. Not just because I was flying really sloppily and looking at the chat. So yes, shout if you see an airfield, won't you? You get about 35 FPS at 5120 by 1440 and 50 FPS at 2560 by 1440 on high with clouds on ultra. Okay, that's very good. I guess that's sort of equivalent to what I'm getting 40 at the moment with everything on ultra. Obviously not on an ultra wide monitor. England is quite pretty, isn't it? That's interesting. Sky Demon has a totally different circuit diagram to what's in Navigraph. Not totally different, but it just doesn't have the crosswind joins marked. The shadows on the artificial horizon look mint. Oh, I see what you mean. They do, yeah. Yeah, those shadows are good. When the sun shines on it directly, it's a nice mix of soft and hard shadows. Yeah, that does look like real life, doesn't it? Airport? Where? Where? Why don't I see it? Right in front of you? Why aren't you behind me? Oh no, you're not. You're over there somewhere. Okay, okay. Hello, enjoying the news. Yes, hello, Jason. Yeah, welcome. It is pretty. It's not like amazingly much more better than 2020 was. But yes, it's nice. I like it. I only really done this sort of flying in it so far. Well, I seem to be on track for a crosswind join, but I would like to be able to actually see the airport. Back! Oh, here it is. Good. Oh, I just follow Paul, I guess. A crosswind join over the 08 numbers. Try and stay at circuit altitude rather than 400 feet below it, ideally. it's pretty, isn't it? A scenic little place. Right, I'll just leave that open, I think. You like the winter look? Yes. I do. It does still feel to me like too many trees have too many leaves on. Excuse me. Excuse me. I wouldn't have thought so. But you shouldn't need it because they said that seasons were included, right? Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah, landing lights on. That's what I wanted. Turn base. Just that has that finer edge. Yes. Yes, that's a good way of putting it. I wish I had my track IR working. Not my track IR, my Toby. Oh, it's so pretty. Yeah, the trees look lovely and the grass looks lovely. And I'm a little high. It's looking alright, looking alright. Ish. Nice. You do need to, considering how hard it is to get going on the grass, you do need to put in a lot of braking effort to stop on it. I guess we'll just come off here. Park up next to Paul if I can do it without clonking whatever that plane is there. Yes, there are a lot of daisies and a lot of dandelions. Possibly slightly too many. But you know, they're pretty. There we go. Strobes. No, that's the position. That's the strobes. And we'll cut the prop. There we go. Welcome to Compton Abbas, which is so pretty. Actually, maybe I will come here IRL. Paul has made it, and I can see him. Don't think either of the other two are visible. I don't know if you've actually made it down here or not. But one of the things I like about this plane, I don't know if you'll see it, yeah, is you see there are bug splatters on the wings. That happens after you fly it, while you're flying it. It's not like that by default when you get in. And there are also bugs on the windscreen, which look good. So this is Compton Abbas, another Burning Blue design scenery, and one of the first two that they've brought up to date for 2024 standards, although animations and things are still not quite there with. But as you can see, it looks really good. They've been able to cut the grass, they've been able to, yeah, just really make it look lovely, which is good. I like this walking around guy, but I think what I'm going to do is pop back into the aircraft and use the drone because we can see a lot more quickly. Right, what have I missed in the chat? Trees look good there. I'm going to wait till next year when I've upgraded my rig. How is it to change all the settings? I'm still not there with all the settings. Oh, Paul, I can see your name tag above where your little man should be, but I can't see your little man, your avatar, I should say. Yeah, the binds are a bit of a pain. I haven't done them all, but I've sort of been doing them as I find them wanting, basically. Practically aviation. What has my experience of 2024 been like? I've not had much luck flying, got one short flight down, but other than that, it's not loaded for me. My experience on day one was dreadful, and since then it's got better. I find the UK, I think the UK doesn't have great servers or something. I've used a VPN to connect to an EU server, an EU country, and that has been a lot better, so that might be worth a go. Yes, start by using the 2020 keybinds. I would agree with what Oski Boy says. Makes you sad you can't see my camera. I know! Very little I can see. Yeah, it is a shame. But anyway, I can see you're playing. That's a darn sight better than where we were this morning, you know? So yeah, lovely little airfield. Look at the detail as well. You've got aircraft in the hangar, covers on. Big old hangar, isn't it?
Tricky 1066 became a member.
No, Tricky! Thank you very much. Welcome to Club Filbert. Now, boss, if you are in the Discord server, or if you intend to join the Discord server, you will have access to exclusive private Club Filbert members only channels. So do come and join us if that's your thing. Either way, thank you ever so much for your membership. Appreciate it. When I get to it, be next year, I'll have a lot of catching up to do. Bugs splattered all over everything, yes. Oh, here's someone. Visual Purple. Who's Visual Purple? Are you in the stream? Are you watching the stream, Visual Purple? Or is it just pure coincidence? Oh wow, look at that. Caravan tipped over in the mud and half buried. This almost looks like a little allotment setup, doesn't it? I don't know if it is. It's really nice. It's really nice. Burning Blue Designs, I would say, really do exceptionally good GA airfields. There's no one else doing this sort of thing with this level of detail and this much love put into them. It's really, really nice. Tractor. Fuel Bowser. Yeah, it's lovely. I always like to check out the entrance as well. So you come down this little lane. It's just a little gate. It's a tiny place, isn't it? Tiny place, but with a massive hangar. They obviously do a lot of maintenance or whatever. Hello, Tricky, welcome. I like the contours and the undulation. Yes, me too. Slopes. I know, and the trees are so much better. So much better. You plonk yourself down anywhere. You look at the grass and you look at the trees, and those are the things that I think make the biggest difference. John, thank you very much for the sub over on YouTube. Appreciate it. There we are. But I still can't see Paul's avatar, unfortunately. It is sad. It's sad. Anyway. I don't need to buy a new PC yet. I don't. No, you don't. Try it without, boss, because as I say, it performs better on my system than 2020 did, I think. Remains to be seen if that's true when we have the Phoenix and all that sort of thing, and this, that, and the other. But for now, I'm very impressed with the performance. I can see Mr. Visual. You can see his avatar. Or you can see his... Oh yeah, he's out, isn't he? He's out. Yeah. Oh well. Oh well. One day I'll be able to see other people. Right, I think probably that is a good place for us to say our goodbyes. But before we do, I'd just like to say a few thank yous to people who have been supportive during this stream financially. So we have Tricky1066 who's joined Club Filbert Bronze. Thank you again for that. Over on Twitch, I don't have the site open. I thought I was all ready and prepared, and I don't. Bear with me a second. Filbert Flies dashboard. How can I get me planes and etc. from 2020 to 2024? Well, if you have bought them through the marketplace, they should come across automatically. If you've bought them elsewhere, then theoretically you can just move them from one community folder to another community folder. If you Google community folder FS 2024, you'll find where it is for both Steam and MS Store. But depending on the complexity of the plane, you may find that it doesn't work particularly well in the new sim and will need some updating. So that's something to consider. But you can certainly give it a go. Okay, so on Twitch we had a tier 3 resub from AussieMatt95. Thank you very much indeed, boss, for that. Again, I don't know how many months. 32 months, coming up for the big 3 years. Boss, amazing. Thank you. Do I have characters quality set to high? Let's have a look. Let's have a quick look. Would be nice to get this sorted, wouldn't it? Graphics, global rendering quality, characters quality. I assume it's in here, is it? No, I have it set to low. Let's set it to high. Bruh! I still don't see you. Shame. Anyway, continuing. We had a tier 1 resub from Sam, thank you boss, and a tier 1 resub from Treedruwen, and a new prime sub from B Crawley 57, Brian, I believe. Thank you very much for those as well. Much appreciated. So there we are. I think it's been a little while since we raided anyone. It might be nice to do a raid, mightn't it? Let's have a look at who's streaming on Twitch. I know you can do them on YouTube as well, but I don't remember how. So we're just going to do a Twitch one, and then you YouTube people can come across if you'd like to. We'll go and raid Black Box. We make good use of all of his data on his website, and he's a very good streamer, so we'll go and raid him. Those of you on YouTube, I will paste a link into your chat. Those of you on Twitch, if you're able to stick around for the raid, that would be lovely. So for the YouTube people only, here's where I am sending the Twitch people. /raid blackbox711. Get that started. Yeah, thank you all very much indeed for being here. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Do keep an eye on my Discord server for the next one. Which will probably be next week sometime, I should think. I don't know, it's getting a bit busy, but hopefully next week. And I'll see some of you in the Club Filbert voice chat later on. Take care, enjoy the rest of your weekends. Bye-bye.